hunting,
fishing,
cooking,
camping,
conservation,
travel,
gardening,
photography, family.
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 This is the Outdoor Ruhls podcast. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. It's a Ruhl Boys episode here. Mark's here.
Hello.
Matt's here.
hello.
And Poppy's here.
Hello.
And we're all in Quentin, Pennsylvania together, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We said on last week's episode that we were going to get an opportunity to do this, and I'm really happy to be here with you guys. Unfortunately, a little bit of a sad occasion, as we mentioned last week. Our dear family friend and really surrogate grandmother Catherine Schott passed away a few weeks back, and her services were yesterday. Pretty nice services, very well attended, lots of people there, right?
Yes, it was full.
Yeah. She was, gosh, I mean, she was an amazing woman when you look at all the stuff she did. Like, I forgot that, I mean, when we were kind of spending the most time with her was when she was still really active in Farm Women, right?
Yes, she was state president of the Farm Women.
Yeah, I think 2 years in a row, right? Yeah. Or for 2 terms, she was president of the Pennsylvania State Farm Women's Association. And that was probably like mid-late 80s.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know the years.
And that, I mean, that's a big deal. That's a big organization. And, you know, I mean, I think that's one of the things about Catherine that really stands out is, I mean, she really was a leader. She had a lot of leadership qualities and abilities.
Yes. And she took charge of whatever she was doing.
Yeah, she really did. And, I mean, she could be, you know, I don't know, what's the right word?
Well, when we made hoagies, we call her the hoagie general.
Yeah, I mean, she, particularly in a kitchen, she could really take charge, and she could be a little bit short with people.
Not a little bit.
But, you know, I always think about Catherine and how she was, that she really viewed the work that she did and the work that she was being done on behalf of whatever organization it was very important to her that reflected nothing but the very best, right?
She always put out quality.
Right.
And that was the most important thing.
She did not compromise. You never, and I think this is one of the things I really admired about Catherine. You never got half of her. You never got half of her effort. You know, you never got half of her caring. You never got half of her love. You got 100% of her all the time. She did everything to 100%. And, I mean, for so many years, she did so many things for so many people and so many organizations. It really quite a legacy and really a very, very special person. And we were, as a family, I think it's really fair to say that we were quite lucky to have her in our lives. So, anyway, the upshot of coming home for this is that we get to all be together. Matt, we've been doing a little bit of deer hunting, right?
Yeah, some. I mean, unsuccessfully, but
yeah,
from the shooting a deer standpoint, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty fun though. I guess it's kind of what now? What would you describe the point where you're at mid-season, Matt?
Yeah, we're about right in the middle. I mean, the rut started now. Definitely seeing that kind of activity.
Well, not the last 2 days.
Well, I mean, the buck I saw yesterday was chasing a doe.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I guess maybe I didn't catch that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any rutting activity in the...
No. Well, that's because we put you in those kind of stands. We don't give you the rutting stands.
Yeah.
You had to pay more for that.
Oh, I see. So it's mid-season. You've passed up a few bucks now.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 different bucks I could have probably killed and left walk.
Yeah. You said the one that you passed yesterday was the nicest buck you've ever passed, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it a high, narrow 8-point?
High, narrow. I don't know if he was an 8 or a 7. 4 on one side for sure. The other side's kind of really goofy.
Is it goofy?
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought. You have a trail cam picture of him from August, and I thought it looked like one side was
Yeah, one side's like a big brow tine and then a main beam that might just be a crab claw on the end of it or something.
Yeah. Poppy, you're out, right?
I'm out.
Yeah.
I just had a shoulder replacement about 2 weeks ago, and that pretty much killed my season for hunting.
It's like the first archery season that you've really not hunted at all in a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember how long. So
yeah. So I've been telling people about you and Mom and your surgeries. I said between you now in the last 3 years, you've had 5 shoulders replaced, right?
that's correct. Yes. Luckily, I'm the one with only 2.
Which I don't know if anybody's counting, but that's more shoulders than 2 people usually have.
That's right.
So Mom actually had to get one redone.
Yes.
Yeah. And you were dealing with that. I mean, this summer when we were in Norway.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I had to wait until she had hers done before I had mine done, and kind of had to make a choice whether I wanted to have it done in archery season or whether I wanted to have it done in fishing season. So I chose I'd rather have it done in hunting season.
I love this because it does prove something. It forces the rubber to meet the road there when you gotta pick hunting or fishing. We
That's
always
right.
talk about which one would you pick. You picked fishing.
I picked fishing. I could have probably gotten in a little bit of hunting before I had the shoulder replaced, but instead I chose to go to Cayuga for lake trout with Mark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You picked fishing again.
Pick fishing again, yes.
Right. Oh yeah, we got to talk about that, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're about 2 weeks out from surgery?
Yes. My plan is to be in shape for hunting or for rifle season.
Which is 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
I'm
figuring
that we all think you're just a little bit nuts, right?
It's my left shoulder that they did this time. I did the right shoulder previously. So I'm figuring the gun goes up against my right shoulder, so it shouldn't hurt my left shoulder if it goes off.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever looked at a skeleton, but all those bones, I think, are connected in there. Yeah.
You know, I have a muzzle brake on it, and I'm hoping Matt has a, what do we call the thing you clamp the gun in?
Yeah, maybe. If
Maybe.
it's not in the other blind.
Oh, he's not going to let me have it now.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna try to bring Robert.
But
That's only for a day. Anyway, so
Yeah, we'll see.
For now, you're out. You'll be at 5 weeks when gun season starts or something. So
I'll take the lead sled along and put it on the log pile.
oh boy, that sounds interesting. Well, don't hurt your shoulder.
No, it's more important just to be out there.
We don't want you to hurt your shoulder because that would mess up fishing season.
I want to do what Matt just says. I want to let a big one walk.
Yeah. Okay. And Matt, it seems like the pace of the deer hunting is a little bit slower than last year. Would you say? I mean, just in terms of, I think there were a couple tags filled by this point last season, right?
No, I don't think
I don't think so.
Really?
I think that Rachel and Kaylee and CJ all shot their bucks in November last year.
Yeah.
And today's only the 2nd. I thought Rachel's was the 9th when I looked back at pictures. Either Rachel's was the 9th or Kaylee's was the 9th. And so, no, I think we're about on the same pace.
You shot a buck relatively about the
I
same time I shot mine this year.
Yeah, I shot end of October. So, no, we're right on. I mean, I wouldn't say it's any slower than last year. Now, I mean, who knows what'll show up or won't show up in front of somebody yet, but
yeah.
It does seem like this year the rut maybe was a little earlier. Like they started pushing a little bit earlier. But the corn's still standing, so that makes things a little challenging to see.
Yeah,
to get a full scale idea of what's going on.
I think that'll probably be off by the end of the week, and then that should really adjust how the deer are. The deer are living in the corn right now, and they're almost unhuntable in there.
Yeah. Yeah, so they got about half the corn off, right? And then there was a big rainstorm, so going to be another couple days till the rest.
Yeah, I think he's going to start again tomorrow. I assume by the end of the week there'll be no corn.
Yeah. You think that's better? You'd rather have none?
Well, it pushes all the deer to the woods.
Yeah.
So, I think we didn't see very many deer tonight, which is odd. But I think they're in the corn. I don't think there's any reason for them to come out.
Yeah.
Especially after that wind. There's a lot of corn down now. So when corn's on the ground for some reason, deer really hammer it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why that is. It's not like they can't knock it off the
I
stalk.
don't know. If you ever watch them in a cornfield, they often try to knock. Like, if it's on the ground, it's almost like they like to put one hoof on it and eat, so it's not moving around on them.
Yeah.
When it's on the stalk, they really struggle to get it off the ear, I think.
I mean, but they could knock the stalk over.
Well, they're not that smart. They're deer.
You're smarter than us this weekend.
Well, that's true. No, well, yeah, either that or I was just stupid not to shoot that one.
But
I think Mike smells bad is what my problem was.
Yeah, well, that could be. So last year, everybody that was hunting a lot, except Dad and Mark, and Dad had an opportunity in rifle season, one opportunity. Mark, you never had an opportunity to buck you wanted last year.
Correct.
But you are now the only one on the board this season, right?
I'm on the board. Yep. Yeah. Friday night of last week, I passed up a nice 8-pointer. We kind of go off of age more than antler size. It looked pretty young. I wasn't sure if that was a smart decision to make, but I made it. And then Saturday night, got to hunt the bottom pipeline stand and shot a pretty big-bodied 8-pointer.
Yeah, so, and you're hunting not with a crossbow this year.
I started the season with the crossbow. My MG was bad, started flaring up in the middle of August and was pretty bad through September and the first few weeks of October, and now I'd say the last week and a half I've felt good enough where I felt confident that I could shoot my compound, so I started shooting my compound, and yeah, I shot that one with a compound.
Yeah, and we did that good luck, bad luck, who knows episode last year, kind of about your deer season. I think that was almost at the end or that was when we were hunting together in muzzleloader, right? So
yeah.
That was in January,
Yep.
and talked a little bit. And remind us, your MG is myasthenia gravis?
Yes, correct. Yep.
And it's an autoimmune disorder that affects your eyes.
Yeah, it affects muscles, different muscle groups throughout the body. One of them, and what my symptoms are, luckily, is ocular. So it basically the muscles that control my eyelids and the muscles that control my eyeballs don't communicate with my brain properly. So one eye will look a different direction, mostly up or down. So I get double vision, stacked vision.
Yeah. And so it seems like it would be hard enough to shoot a scoped crossbow, but
it's hard to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I wear an eye patch when it's really bad, and that at least makes me functional. You know, I can drive to work and all that stuff, but it's not anything I would wish upon anybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you were able to overcome that.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if the getting out and hunting is part of what helps me, you know, start to feel better, bring my stress levels down and stuff. So,
yeah,
no, it was definitely nice to get out. I felt blessed to get the opportunity after. I think it's the longest stretch I've had without harvesting a deer with a bow since I started bow hunting seriously. So it was a nice end to that run of tough luck.
And you and I hunted that same double ladder stand So it's been nice because you've been tagged out. So you and I have hunted together a couple of times, sit in the same stand and mess around, joke around. Probably not that big of a surprise that we haven't seen a lot of deer. But I thought we were pretty serious about it tonight, but I don't know.
No, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
It's deer hunting.
And that stand is on a gas line, a gas pipeline cut that's about, 40 yards wide?
30, I think it is, right? Almost exactly 30.
And the deer came down the opposite side of
The deer, the buck, so I was watching a doe feed kind of out in front of me, and a big mama came out, and she was locked onto me right away. I didn't have my bow in hand. I wasn't standing or anything. No, I was standing. I'm sorry. I was standing, but I didn't have my bow in hand. And so I thought, carry my compound again for the first. It was actually the first time I carried my compound. I thought, I think I might try to harvest this doe. But she would not let me she wouldn't let me do anything. She'd take 3 steps and look up at me.
Yeah.
Take 3 steps and look up at me. Spin a circle. I'd think, oh, good, she's walking away from me, and then turn around and face me and stare at me. So finally, I think till I got my bow in hand and got a range on her, she was stepping out at 30, kind of quartering away. And I don't mind a quartering away, but I was like, she's leaving. It's not really worth the risk. So I put my bow. I had my bow in my hand, and I kind of set it down on the railing of the tree stand, and was looking through my binoculars at some other deer that were up the pipeline. And when I put my binoculars down, there was a buck standing at 40, had come out, and he was staring at me too. He had busted me, and I wasn't moving. I don't know why. They just seems like an easy spot pick for him, I guess. But they never ran or anything like that. So she walked up the pipeline, probably 60, 70 yards, and met up with another group of deer. And the buck just kind of walked up to them. And they filed back, and they were kind of working their way to and fro. And then finally, 2 little doe came down off the pipeline that weren't in the original deer that were with me, and he followed those deer. And he kind of locked up at 50, and what I believe is the buck that Matt saw 2 nights ago, because it was really high, and I wasn't paying attention to him because it was like this deer was just, Matt can attest it, body-wise, it was just enormous. Comparatively speaking to every deer on that pipeline, it looked like a mule. Mm-hmm. So when that buck came out to catch up with these 2 does, that forced this buck to come down and run him off, and I stopped him at 30 and shot him. So, and
didn't go far.
He did not go far. So, some of that may have been some luck, but
it's got to feel good to get one.
Felt good to get one.
Yeah. No, good for you. I'm happy for you. Matt, anything you're excited about that you've seen?
No.
There's Matt.
I've seen a fair amount of bucks. The buck that I saw last night, if he'd have hung around longer and we had a little more time to study him, I might have shot him, but I'm not upset about it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my tag.
Yeah. Well, you're succeeding at that.
Yeah.
You still have your tag.
We could have a really big deer show up at any time, so that seems to be what always happens this time of year.
Yeah. How much? Is there 2 weeks left?
Goes till the
2 weeks from today, right?
No, it was 3 weeks from last Friday. It goes to the 21st or something like that.
Oh, it ends the day before we get here.
Yes. Yeah. It ends the day before bear season. It always ends on the Friday before bear season.
Yeah.
It goes. The 21st is the last day. It's a Friday.
So you have almost 3 weeks.
We have
left.
3 whole weeks left.
Yeah. That's a good long time.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you actually have 4 weeks, Dad, until rifle season.
The other thing I'm thinking, I have shot deer with rifles, with a bow, with a crossbow, but I shot deer with a muzzleloader, but I've never shot a buck with a muzzleloader.
Uh-huh.
So that's another thing I'm thinking, muzzleloader season, maybe it'd be a good time to shoot a buck.
That would be a great time to shoot a buck.
Yeah, yes.
That's still, I think.
The only what goes with that, though, is I was looking at crossbows actually today. But I have a lot more confidence shooting a crossbow than I do with a muzzleloader. So,
well, who doesn't?
That last season, if I buy a crossbow, I'd have to decide what I want to take. So I think I'll just wait and buy a crossbow maybe sometime later. So I have to take the muzzleloader.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd take a muzzleloader because I want to get a buck with the flintlock. So I think we alluded to it, but when I say we, I mean Caitlin and the boys and I are coming back for the whole week of Thanksgiving, which now it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving is the first day of rifle deer season. Used to be the Monday after Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
And now it's
Saturday.
Now it's Saturday, so we're going to be home for that day. And Matt kind of got me excited or got me turned on to the possibility of having Robert deer hunt here.
Yeah, he's definitely allowed to deer hunt.
So what is your understanding, Matt, of the mentored youth deer hunting here in Pennsylvania?
Well, after going against my better judgment, I called the Game Commission last week.
Oh, boy.
And had a pretty long conversation with him, actually, about this. And so he will be allowed to get a mentored youth license, which at age 7 means he gets his own tags. Now, unfortunately for him, he missed the drawing for antlerless, so he will be able to shoot a buck only, but he does not have to follow the point restrictions. So as long as the spikes are more than 3 inches,
right,
he can shoot any buck.
Like the forkhorn that I saw both this morning and this evening would be legal for him.
Right. So I would hope that we could at least see. I mean, I suspect we'll probably see a buck, sit in the field edge in the evening, especially when he's home, whether it's in range, whether we can get one. I mean, he's not going to be shooting forever far away. No. So, I mean, we're going to have to hope we can get one, 100 yards or something reasonably close, probably.
Yeah.
That will be a little more difficult, but I will see deer, I'm sure.
Yeah, and so it seems like, is there no minimum age?
So I guess there is not a minimum age. I thought that there was a minimum age. What they changed was, at one time, I think that the mentor I think when they first started the mentored youth program, the youth always used the mentor's tags, buck or doe, could be transferred to the youth. Then I think they changed it that at 7, the youth can get their own tags so that they're not using the mentor's tags. So actually, if he was 6, he would have been allowed to use one of my doe tags.
Right.
But he isn't, that's the part I wasn't clear on, and that's the reason I called them, because we wanted to make sure that we were doing it right.
Yeah.
And I think had we not called them, we probably wouldn't have been.
Well, I would have called them because I read it pretty closely, and I thought that that's the way it was based. Mm-hmm. It's a little confusing when you read the rule summaries because it uses the word permit in a couple places, and it's not entirely clear if they're talking about the tag or the mentored youth permit. Mm-hmm. But I thought there might be a chance that because he had turned 7 after the antlerless draw, that he may be able to use one of your doe tags, but that's not the case, and that's fine. Well,
I mean, the one thing that Pennsylvania does do that I like is they make it incredibly inexpensive.
Yeah,
for a mentored person to go hunt.
What is it for him?
$2.70, and that would include, like, he could archery hunt, probably flintlock hunt, like. It's all of those things.
Do you know one of the reasons that they do that?
Make it so inexpensive? Or even charge anything?
One of the reasons why they charge anything.
No.
I shouldn't speak for Pennsylvania, but I suspect, because this is something that happens, that you know how you pay, there's a tax on guns and ammunition that gets paid between the manufacturer and the retailer. Like, you never see it. It doesn't get tacked on. Like, when you go buy a box of ammunition, you don't see an extra 10 or 11% or whatever it is. So that money that's in Wildlife Restoration Act, that goes into a pile of money, and then that money gets split out among the states, and there's an equation for how your state gets allocated money. And part of it is how much land area there is in the state, but part of it is also how many licenses you sell.
Yeah.
So if you're selling a license to those kids, it goes into that equation for how much.
Right. And if they gave it away, it wouldn't count.
I think that's correct.
I mean, $2.70 is
no. I mean, that's less than the fee it costs them to process the license.
And that's for a state child or an out-of-state child?
Resident or non-resident?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, either one. So.
And what about carrying a rifle?
He cannot carry a firearm to and from his location. The mentor, and it's only one weapon, I think, between you.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely
And the mentor has to carry the weapon while you're moving. Once you're settled into a position, then the gun can be passed off to the youth.
So then we got to talking after I got here about what rifle we might be able to have him use. And I got all excited because I remembered that I had bought a 6.5 Creedmoor, which is a pretty good deer cartridge. And I bought it a couple years ago because there was a deal on them. And anyway, and so I asked Caitlin on the phone to go out to the gun safe and open it up and get that rifle out and see if she thought Robert would be able to use it. She forgot that we bought that gun, and she started accusing me of having purchased the gun without her knowing it. She was like, "Where did this come from?" Like, we've had that. She's like, "It still has the tag on it, Mike." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know it does. I did not buy a gun without Caitlin knowing. She just forgot." And
No, you have, just not that one.
I don't think that's true. I hope it's not true. But anyway, so I don't know. I'm pretty excited about that. We'll try it, and who knows? That could be one of the things I discover in the next couple of weeks at home is that Robert's just not really able to shoot the gun, and if that's the case, then we won't have him hunt. But
Well, I think that, if that gun's too big for him, the Youth 243 that I bought
yeah,
will definitely fit him.
I don't
It's tiny.
think it'll be too big in the sense that he wouldn't be able to look through the scope and line it up and shoot. I think it's more just if we can get it to the point with the noise and the recoil that he's comfortable.
Yeah.
I think that'll be kind of the bigger thing.
Has he shot at all yet?
I think I've had him shoot a 22.
Okay.
I mean, he shoots a Red Ryder BB gun all the time.
Right.
He shoots my air rifle with a scoped air rifle. He's always asking me if he can shoot that. So, he certainly does not lack the interest in it. That much I am sure of. So, he definitely wants to try it, and this could be a good situation to get him out and give it a whirl. Before we leave deer hunting, we did have kind of an interesting day, Mark and I. So Mark and I had a mini deer hunting adventure in the middle of our deer hunting adventures,
Yeah.
right?
We left deer hunting to go deer hunting, to come home to deer hunt.
Yeah. Now this, of course, involved Matt. Matt, give us the brief rundown.
So I had to go to Kaylee played a soccer tournament. They called it a mini tournament this morning. I don't know why it was called mini. It was 3 games back to back to back. And anyway, while I was at the tournament, my good friend Bob Bridges, who we've had on the podcast, talking about bass fishing mostly.
I think that one was called A Pair of Bass Holes.
That sounds right. Anyway, he texted me first, and then I think he might have even called me. He had hit a buck this morning, was out hunting and shot a buck this morning, and wasn't too sure of his shot. Was asking mostly for advice as to, how long I thought what he should do and how long he should wait. And I think he was just generally excited and wanted to tell somebody, which is great. I was glad he called me. But anyway, in the process of that conversation, I said to him, hey, I can't come help you, but I'm sure that Mike and Mark would gladly come. And so they did. So
you call one Ruhl brother, you never know how many.
You might get two Ruhl brothers and a Schultz. Who knows?
Two Ruhl brothers that weren't the ones you called.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
Had we called Davey sooner, he probably would have come with us.
Oh, no, Davey, 100%. We called him on the way over there, but we were already like halfway there. And he's like, well, how much help do you think you need? Our other brother, Davey, which is another episode from the past, I think titled Our Other Brother, Davey.
So, yeah, I mean, I fortunately and unfortunately was on the sidelines for the rest of this story.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it really wasn't much of a story, Mark.
No.
Right?
No, he had good blood, and we just kind of tracked it, 150 yards from impact.
He hit the deer way far front, and, but it really, I mean, it was, he said to you, like, he wouldn't have found the deer without us or whatever. He absolutely would have.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of dragging, I don't really know how much help Mark and I, now, I will say that we were going through some real thick stuff, and it was Mark that looked over and like, because I find that deer often do this. Elk really do it. But, when they get ready to lay down, they will turn back. They'll go out to the side, and then they will turn back so that they see you coming down their trail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what the deer did. Mark looked over the side and was like, oh, shoot, there's the deer, Bob. And it did take another shot, but, it was over pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it was down the side of a reasonably steep hill and some very nasty thick stuff.
It was thick.
But, yeah.
He did tell me that his daughter was really helping you drag, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have pictures to.
Yeah, I think
confirm that.
I think he'd really like. You probably ought to send those to.
I did.
How old is Anna? Is she 10?
I think she might be 9.
9. She said she's 9. Yeah. Her and I were dragging the deer up the hill, and she said, "This is easy." I think I might have been pulling most of it, but that's all right. No, it was actually it. I said to Mark on the way over there, I'm like, I've been in Pennsylvania for 36 hours, and here we are headed to another county to try to find somebody else's deer. It's just the stuff that you get involved in here in deer season, and I don't know. I really kind of love that about being here during this time of year. So, and now that's the first buck. That's the first deer Bob said he's gotten in
20 years.
Yeah, like maybe
definitely the first buck. He might have shot a doe in that time frame somewhere. I mean, this year he really started archery hunting again because both of his kids, but especially his son Matthew, wanted to hunt. They really wanted to start hunting. And he took him out a very little bit last year in rifle season. And, through conversations with me, I said, Bob, you need to buy a crossbow because if the kids want to go out this time of year before it's cold, it's so much better for that. Now, the deer have to be close to you. But
yeah.
So, and his son shot his first buck, his first deer, maybe a week ago.
He said last week.
Yeah, I think it was it might have been exactly a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really having success with the setup that he has.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, good for Bob to get one for his son and one for himself.
Yeah, and I mean, Anna's hunting too, so there's a chance they may kill 3 bucks till archery season's over.
Right. No, it's really great. It was nice to see Bob too. I probably haven't actually seen him in 20 years.
Yeah, and you guys were college roommates.
I know.
I bet that's the last time you hunted with him. That was a muzzleloader.
Some sort of muzzleloader
group,
season,
yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, probably.
The Indian Run Hunter.
Yeah. Good old Bob was shooting in that Indian Run drive every time. Anyway, I guess switching gears a little bit, it's been a year, guys. I mean, we're over a year now of releasing a podcast every week.
To the masses.
To the masses. Dozens upon dozens of listeners.
They'd all fit in one big van.
It's a school bus.
I don't know. It might.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a
we
short
might need one of
school
those
bus.
small school buses. We could get all our listeners in there. No, I don't. It's pretty funny being home and talking to a few people here and there that do listen to it. It makes me feel good when somebody says they listen to it and enjoy it. So,
Yeah, I've had quite a few people that surprise me tell me that they're listening, and we really do appreciate them.
yeah, no, totally. I think we're bigger here in central Pennsylvania than we are in New Mexico, but that's okay. I don't know. Matt is absolutely the wrong person to ask this question of, but Matt, any favorite episodes or moments in the podcast?
I would say probably my very favorite episodes, probably the one with Davey, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was a good guest, and he really is like another brother, so.
Yeah. I know. It's kind of like I've been thinking about this myself, and then I'm like, oh, I really like that one. Like, yeah, but I like that other one, and I like this one. I mean, Mark, I guess same question, like any of them stand out to you or any moments?
I mean, personally, I think back to CJ shooting the buck with the audio. Having that audio is really cool.
Yeah.
Something I'll cherish forever. And sitting down with the uncles and just Dick saying it was perfect. That sticks with me and probably always will.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, he said it was perfect. Family.
Yep.
Yep. No, I like that. You and Dad really did a nice job with that episode, and I really that is really one of the goals for upcoming episodes. I'd really like to get Dick and Sim on again or involved a little bit more. I don't know how if we'll be able to get them both in the same place is maybe a little bit challenging, but certainly we should be able to talk to them hopefully a little bit at Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I was really surprised a few weeks ago when we did the Stormy Cromer episode. Matt called me and told me that he thought that was a really good episode.
Oh, that was a very good episode. That was a really good episode.
Which is maybe the nicest thing Matt's ever said to me about the podcast.
I mean, I haven't drank in like 2 years, but was I drunk?
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
I did think that was
It was a good episode.
and that's another thing I've really been impressed with and appreciative of. I mean, a lot of our family have been willing to sit down and do some of this, and then we've had it's been nice to have some guests like the outdoor writer Ben Goldfarb, that's a friend of mine. It was nice for him to do it, and Pat Durkin was just a couple of weeks ago, and Bob Jackwart from Stormy Cromer. Really been fun to connect with some of those kind of people. Dad, what do you think?
Thinking back, I also enjoyed doing the ones with Dick and Sim. That started out with Dick outside getting ready to go home, and I said to him, "Well, why don't you come in?" "No, I don't do that kind of thing. I don't talk." I don't get on it. I said, "Well, we're just probably going to talk a lot about family." "Okay, I'll come in."
Yeah.
And when it was over, he said, "Boy, I'd have been halfway home by now." But I enjoyed doing the podcasts when we were in Norway. The Stormy Cromer one, I really enjoyed that one also.
Yeah.
I've told people now that I've heard that, I think maybe I got 2 grandsons out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was so much with you guys right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Crazy, those connections. It's crazy how small the world really is, Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just been so much fun. I think back, to the first couple of episodes too, and I admit I haven't listened to them in a while, but I liked the 3 Mile Island episode that we did, and I also really like talking with Mom about Pop Bud.
Mm-hmm.
And
she enjoyed that.
Yeah, well, and I mean, when you look at this and why we're doing it and what we're getting out of it, we certainly haven't gotten $1 out of it. I mean, we put some some in, but we haven't. We haven't.
Once he leaves tomorrow morning, we can pawn that board. We'll get some money out of this, Mark.
That would piss me off. No, but I think capturing these family stories is just kind of priceless, and I don't know. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of this. It's been fun to do. I mean, we talked a little bit about Catherine, and we replayed that episode last week that she was in. I mean, it's kind of priceless to have people's voices, even just for a little bit. But it was a little bit that was really genuine and special to have it, and I'm proud of it. I really am. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else from I've learned a lot about audio recording, but I also somehow feel like I'm not sure that I've gotten any better at it.
Well, you like to think you learned a lot.
Yeah, well, I would always like to think that I've learned something, but that often proves not to be the case. I'll tell you what, I think I've mentioned this before. When we started doing this, there were definitely a few people around that were like, you're going to run out of ideas. Like, you can't do this every week. What are you going to talk about? Like, you're going to run out of ideas.
And that was just me and Matt.
Yeah.
You should have heard the other people.
I feel like we are nowhere near out of ideas. Like, I mean,
we could do about 10 episodes on how I've hurt myself.
Well, and in fact, what are we going to call that one?
Safety third. That's the Ruhls flooring motto.
No, I mean, there are and maybe it's not exactly directly outdoor connected, but there are all these stories about mishaps. I mean, man, Caitlin's dad, Tim, had me rolling laughing the other day talking about a couple of fire-related incidents that he has had in the midst of home remodeling projects. So safety third. I'm like super excited to record that one because, Matt, I know some of your stories. I picked you up at the hospital at least once out of all those.
Yeah, I had to go several times.
I almost lost a finger to a chop saw.
Cutting PVC.
That was... I can't wait to tell this story and set the record straight.
Were you cutting PVC?
No, it wasn't PVC.
It was poly, though, wasn't it?
It was some kind of plastic. Yeah. I was doing something I shouldn't have been. There's no doubt about that.
Like tiling a shower.
I don't want to talk about tiling a shower. I have a brother that's a professional tile setter,
Yeah. He doesn't like airplanes.
Yeah, it's really hard to get him to travel. No, but, I mean, we were... because in that safety third episode, one of the outside ties, we haven't had two of your kids on the podcast yet.
Okay.
We haven't had Grant.
Yep.
And we haven't had Addie.
Okay.
And I really would like to get them both on.
Okay.
But I would really like Grant to talk about the cat attack.
Well, he also cut his fingers with a table saw.
No, I know.
He also got attacked by a squirrel and had to get rabies shots.
Yeah.
That's how.
Well, okay, so see, that's going to be another episode that I was going to title Monkey Business, because we know multiple people that have had interesting experiences dealing with monkeys, and Dad's cousin Dale worked at the Hershey Zoo for his entire career and has all kinds of animal stories. So I don't know if the squirrel attack fits into Monkey Business or Safety Third.
That's more like Monkey Business.
I think so, too. So Grant can be on 2 episodes. And then there's Addison, who is an amazing artist.
Yes.
And does outdoor landscape painting and stuff. That I would really like to get her on to talk a little bit about that. Neither of your children, those 2 are the more introverted.
Yeah, you might get Grant on. Addison's going to be real tough.
Yeah, well, we'll try. Sorry, Addie.
I have to bribe her with something.
Actual money, probably. Right. Should be our first paid guest.
Right.
No, but then we've been talking and kind of laughing too, because we did that Hell on Wheels episode where we got Sim to tell the story about Pop Grant and the Indian motorcycle, which if you haven't listened to that one, I also love that one. But I want to do one called Hell on Ice because, I mean, we've had like, and that one would be like everybody. Mom and Dad, you guys had a whole series of stories from one night in Potter County. And then there's a story that involves Davy and Kate.
And Ann.
And our dear friend Ann Boyer. And a toboggan. Same toboggan, actually, right? And then Kate had some ice. She has some other
went
ice fishing
once.
story.
Was it once?
One time.
She'll never go back.
Yeah. Anyway, and then, I mean, I'm sure everybody has.
Did you mention Davy in the toboggan?
Yeah, he was there. Yes. I think I said Davy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Davy and Ann and Kate and I. Anyway, so that's like, that's a whole another one that's going to be really good and probably 2 parts.
No. It was you and Matt and Davy the first time. Then it was you and Ann and Kate the second time.
Oh.
That toboggan claimed 2 victims
in one day.
In one day.
Oh, that wasn't all the same incident.
No.
Oh. Yeah, see? The plot thickens. Even better. That toboggan has claimed quite a few victims over the years.
I think Uncle Ron and Mom were the one that suffered the most from it, though.
I think Davy broke his wrist.
Yeah.
Ron broke his leg. Mom broke her nose.
Well, now don't tell too much of the story.
And Nut was there.
Yeah. That's a whole story unto itself. No, and then, I don't know, I reached out to my old FFA advisor, Harold Burkheiser, and he said he'd come on to do one, and maybe we could get our friend Dan Kreider to come on to talk about FFA stuff. I don't know, it's near and dear to my heart and something I really want to do. Which one of you...
I wasn't in FFA.
No, I know, but I was talking to one of you about Milton Hershey the other week. You remember that? I mean, what a great, like, local Pennsylvania history kind of story to do. And I'm not sure who we could get as a guest, but we really ought to, like...
Yeah, he's not around anymore.
No, Milton Hershey's hard to get.
I think Dale knows pretty much about Milton Hershey.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Working at Hershey, yeah.
If he did, and we could talk... That would be another one that we could talk to Sim and Dick about, because there was so much history in this area around farming and why dairy farming is such a big thing here. And the whole, like, public side of it in Hershey Park, and because there used to be a train that ran to Hershey or something, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, I mean, that would be a really cool story to tell. And then, people have probably heard us say a couple of times here and there on the podcast things like, Pop Grant used to say, the one that always jumps to mind for me is anytime somebody says nothing's impossible, I will forever to my dying day hear Pop Grant say, yeah, I'd like to see you stretch a gnat's ass over a nail keg. And so Pop Grant was full of all these witticisms, I guess, a good way to call them, right? Mm-hmm. And so I would really like to I'd like to get our Aunt Beth involved, your sister involved, and just have an episode to talk about 2 things, to talk about witticisms and mixed metaphors.
Okay, yes.
Because we've got some people in our lives, including my wife, and now Robert has inherited it, that love to mix metaphors. Robert said when we were in Norway, hey, I'm farting cats and dogs over here. So I think the mixed metaphor thing is hereditary. But anyway, I think we could really make a good episode out of witticisms and mixed metaphors.
I think there's an episode with a guest that has a lot of involvement with all of us. That would be Dave.
Dave Arnold.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. That would be fun. And in fact, Matt Arnold, his son in San Diego, who's a fishing guide, a boat captain and fishing guide, had reached out at one point saying we should do a sport fishing episode with him. So that would be another really I think we should all go to San Diego and go fishing.
I go with that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of flying, but okay.
You can drive.
There's no tiling involved when I get there.
That'll be on the way home. No, I don't. And then we've talked about Mark. Like your mother-in-law does a lot of gardening and canning.
Yeah, she just took that buck this week and made I don't know how many quarts of bone broth.
Really?
Yeah, and then canned it.
Oh yeah. So we got to. That's another one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we still haven't. We say in the intro it says photography in there. Rachel says photography. We still haven't done a photography episode, despite Rachel being a professional
That's because
photographer.
nobody buys my pictures.
I don't even want to see the pictures you're trying to sell.
I think Tim and your wife could be in that also.
Well, Tim,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Tim is really a pretty talented photographer. No, I don't know. I guess my point is, we're not... I just do not feel like I am anywhere near running out of ideas for future episodes. Mark, we're hoping you have a buddy that was that a doll sheep or a stone sheep hunt?
Stone sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can get him to talk about that, and I have a few other connections of people that have agreed to do it. So I don't know. I think there's a lot to come, and I'm also really excited because we're going to be back together for that week coming up here for Thanksgiving, and we'll be together, and there'll have been more hunting, and we'll be getting ready to hunt. And, I want to talk about the last time when we did that rifle episode way back when. Tim kind of said we needed to get somebody on that episode like him that doesn't know anything about rifles to actually ask questions things that don't make sense to people who don't speak the language, and I think that's not a bad idea. I'd kind of like to do one maybe less focused on the rifles and more focused on cartridges. But anyway, I don't know. There's so much stuff left to do, so much ground left to cover, and just going to keep doing it.
You could do one with Tim and Dan, like complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Your brother-in-law Dan.
So yeah, my brother-in-law Dan, Rachel's brother, builds custom.
Right.
He's really into the custom rifle world.
Yeah. Yeah, he makes us look like
fools. He geeks out over it.
Right.
So
real technical geeking.
Right.
Out. Yes. Anyway, I don't know. I'm excited. It's been a lot of fun. Keep doing these things and keep having fun doing them. So I guess that's about it. Anybody got anything else to wrap this one up? No?
We'll talk about lake trout fishing later.
Oh, shoot.
No.
You want to talk about lake trout fishing?
I don't care. We can do that later.
All right.
Save it for another episode.
Save that for another
episode.
We'll save lake trout
we need
fishing.
that would be the tertiary fishing episode final.
Yeah, right. The almost done with fishing season, but not really, like the third.
We've done part 2.
The third fishing season wrap-up
I think
episode.
if we're being honest, there really never is an end to fishing season.
No.
I mean, I might go to the cabin and archery hunt, but I'm probably going to fish while I'm there some.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, there's ice fishing.
There's always ice fishing.
That's
or
not
some
fishing.
of us. Matt's got a poor attitude about ice fishing still.
Yeah, well, we were talking about a potential trip today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Start getting stuff lined up.
Yeah, no, it's time to start thinking about ice fishing season for sure. So, all right, well, thanks, guys. It's been quite a year.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mike. This has been your brainchild, and you've put a lot of work into it.
Well, thanks. It's been fun to spend the time with everybody and to get a bunch of stuff recorded. I'm happy to be doing it. So,
thanks to Caitlin, too. I'm sure she puts up with a lot of nonsense.
Well, Caitlin always puts up with a lot of nonsense.
That's because you keep bringing rifles home you don't tell her about.
Caitlin's the only woman in the house full of Ruhl boys. Just think about that sometime. All right. Love you guys.
Okay, love you.
Hunting and fishing, the great outdoors, mixing history, laughter, love, and folklore, creating memories with family and friends. These are the trophies that matter in the end. Outdoor Ruhls.